found their footing in regards to what they feel convicted in their spirit that they should be doing in order to assist people on their spiritual journeys, help people get to the next phase, right? To ascend, get to the next point in their lives, right? Your purpose can be in helping to beautify someone, or your purpose could be in helping to actually heal something of the body or of the soul or of the mind, right? Because making people laugh, having a great sense of humor and using that to uplift people, make people feel better, make people happier, help people heal, okay, help people add years to their life via laughter, okay. And of course, we know anything, there's two sides to it all. You have people who are abusive and demonic with their humor, or with their services, with what they do to people's bodies, what they do to people's minds, like Get Out and people abusing hypnosis, right? You're gonna always have people abuse things, and that's the purpose that they've accepted on behalf of Satan. You have people who are living in Satan or evil driven purposes, and then you have people who are living in divine purpose, right? Or are evolving into living in divine purpose. Okay, purpose is already assigned to us. You have people who further discover that about themselves, and then you have people who veer off from it, who sacrifice it, who bury it away, who give it away, who trade it off, right? But if you are somebody where you are purposely living in a manner that adds something positive or helpful to another person, place, or thing, it does not matter what kind of trial, obstacle, delay manifests. Nobody can take you off God's payroll. When you were in a position, when you were homeless, when you were in a position where you was couch surfing, when you was in a position where you wasn't making that much physical money, you wasn't making no money, but you was still on the path of your purpose. You was still being thoughtful and intentional in conversations you was having with people who initiated conversation with you, who sought counsel with you, people whom you made laugh, people whom you took actions to bring them out of a dark space through your humor, or through some healing words, some helpful words, a hug that's sincere, prayers, whether people know about them or not, but they're sincere. All that is the labor of God. All that is labor in God's eyes. If you don't labor in God's kingdom, you don't eat. You don't eat. Even if you're eating physical food, if you're not laboring for God, you can labor for man. Labor for man. If you're laboring for man but not laboring for God simultaneously, if the labor that you are doing for man is not connected to labor for God, if there's no way you can find a way to give back to God through the work that you're doing, you're not eating. Even when you eating, you're not eating. There's no true substance to what you're eating. There's no true substance. There's no nutritional value if you're not laboring for God. If that job lay you off, if you lose that job, if you get suspended from that job, and as a result, you go out here and want to be bitter as fuck and just mean and nasty to people, disgusting to people. God tell you something to say to somebody that will uplift them or pull that person out of a dark space or turn that person away from committing suicide, but you keep it to yourself because you want to be bitter and you want to hold on to burdens that block your vision, where you're supposed to lay them down. You're not supposed to carry that. 10 of Wands. You're not supposed to be carrying burdens. Isn't that what Yeshua died for? Why are we carrying it? Why are we carrying it? Because you still gonna be eating just like the fowls of the air. They don't have to worry about nothing. They don't have to worry about how they're gonna eat. God provides. God is the ultimate provider. And I feel like we get so blinded by the people around us that we trick ourselves out of blessings. We trick ourselves out of more blessings, out of more love, out of more community, like with God. God is the body, like God. Oh my God. God is the life source. You know how they say church is the body of God? We're body parts of God. We're a part of God. Okay? But God is the ultimate community. Because lately I've been, talking to myself or just talking to a friend about how I feel like I need more community. Like I'm going to find me a church to go to, and I want to do better in the friendships that I have that have not been tainted, do better with us being there for each other as it should be. But that's still God's doing. If that person didn't have the spirit of God within them, you get what I'm saying? And me, that wouldn't even be a potential for a friendship, or, all the space that went on between us. We wouldn't be able to be at a place now where we can still touch and agree and be there for each other. Okay. God is the community. God literally has everything that you need. Wow, I'm hearing eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard all you have planned for me, and nothing can separate me from your love, 'cause there's so much more still worth fighting for. Now I'm moving by faith and not by sight towards victory, by the power of your might. I am your child, and I'm worth fighting for. Wow. Y'all, when you get stuck in the muck of like what's next, or man, how am I going to get to the next phase? How am I going to get into this financially free life, this stress-free life? Like, eyes haven't seen nor ears have heard all the plans that God has for you. So it does not matter what people attack that they feel is present now, or that they feel that they have witnessed now. They don't even know what all to attack, because it hasn't been revealed to them. Only God knows. There's people who abuse Akashic magic, like going to people Akashic records and try to see what they got going in for them. People abuse tarot to look into people's future, look into people's present, look into their lives, and then try to take it or disturb it. Satan don't know everything that God knows. Because if he knew better, he would do better. If he knew better, he would have did better back then when he was in one of the greatest positions to be in. But he didn't. He didn't know better. He didn't do better. He knew better. He ain't know enough. Dang. I might have to do another video about that. Because what tempted Satan? What tempted Lucifer? Because y'all, I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, like, the ability to manifest good or evil. I feel like that's what comes with the privilege of free will. Because God, even though God is the creator and God is in control for the most part, you know, but we have to submit to God for that. We have to actually desire God's, you know, assistance and help. I feel like that just speaks volumes. Like, that's symbolic for how things can be conjured up from within. That ultimately turn us away from God, or bait or tempt us to turn away from God. So it's almost like before Satan turned against God and brought other people with him, there was something within him that became inflated or deflated, that caused such an imbalance that he became, it's like he corrupted himself and then went on to corrupt others. That's pretty deep. Well, I said it for a reason. So I feel like human beings can be very malleable. And susceptible to influence. I'm glad I'm doing this. You know, there's a possibility, you know, no one will listen, no one will support, and that's okay. But I'm glad I'm doing this because it's actually helping me, which is why Spirit told me to step back into it. Because in a way, it's disarming the enemy, right? This is also the benefits of being on God's payroll. Like, you know how you get special benefits at your job, insurance, and all that stuff? Same thing when you're on God's payroll. When you're on God's payroll. And imagine somebody fumbling their spot when they were in the greatest position, and you having that opportunity to get that great position or to be in that great position. We just got done on the last video about God's payroll talking about the two mothers in Solomon and how she lost her baby, so she didn't really care for the other mom having her baby as a result. That's how Satan operates. That's Satan. That's his energy. That's satanic. So, jealousy. Bro, the story that I read on the last video about Seth, which is Adam and Eve's son. If you go back and you listen, it is toward the end of the video for those who care. But if you notice, the devil or Satan was literally just trying to hurry up and get him to, he wanted him to impulsively act, like to be so, caught up in, the illusion of pleasure, that he would just quickly like run over, out of curiosity and go over on his territory. When you go into their territory, that's kind of like when these energies are more powerful to a degree. I think Chris just left. Chris, I think he just walked somewhere that way. Chris, he had walked somewhere over there. I don't know, but his son is in there, but I don't know where he went. You got his number? You got his phone number? Yeah. But anyway, I think all that was written for a reason. It's already written. Like, why was he being so hasty to get Seth over there in his territory? That counts for something. But while Seth was in a divine territory, on divine land, grounds, he was good. Like, he wasn't able to overpower him. Right? Literally the same thing. So, for example, some of y'all don't really like partying like that. Some of y'all don't like going to the club. You feel me? Like, some of y'all, are gonna opt out of doing or going to certain places and environments, right? And it's not gonna always be that type of culture where you still need to be mindful of what territory you walking into. God's payroll, God's insurance comes with, before these things spring up, I shall tell you of them, comes with being 10 steps ahead, having dreams and visions, having intuition and discernment, clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairgustance, clairsentience. It comes with all of these benefits, right? And these benefits do make a difference in the quality of your life. Does it not? God's payroll and benefits might be you getting some shit that you ain't even have to spend a dime on. You getting a home, you ain't have to spend shit. Somebody blessing you out of nowhere, just feeling like they just gonna bless you just because. Or bless you because of something you said. Or the example that you're modeling non-verbally. That's what comes with being on God's payroll. Opportunities that the average person wouldn't fucking get. You getting it. That job, or the motherfuckers that your job could be switching up and being shitty towards you at that moment. In the very next moment, God can bless you with your own shit. In the very next moment, God can bless you with a different tax bracket. In the blink of an eye, God can bless you with the opportunity of a lifetime. This is what comes with God's payroll. Especially when you're effective in what you do. Do not enter these people's territory. Do not leave safe or sacred grounds to tiptoe and just sneak over for just a moment into the devil's playground. Because it's not going to be easy to get out. That way of escape is going to be even more complicated. It's one thing for somebody to bring something to you on your territory, and you find that way of escape in a timely fashion. That's because you on your territory. You got safeguards. You know these grounds. You know where this window at. You know where this secret door at. You know these grounds. You know these grounds. And if you don't know, God gonna show you. God gonna tell you. But when you go over to the devil's playground and leave yours, that don't mean you're not gonna get out, or you can't get out, but it's gonna be far more complex and complicated. God said specifically these words: I will never leave you nor forsake you. We got to match that energy with God. We got to match that energy with God. A lot of us, and he gives us grace because we're human, right? And we're doing a bold, brave, courageous act, y'all. We are on battlegrounds with devils. The longest video game you ever played. The longest video game you ever played, the longest movie you've ever seen, bro. That's where we are. So we've been sticking with God for sure. We've been sticking with God for sure. You feel me? But I'm saying match. Like, we need to match God, match the Most High's energy, bro. And what I mean by that is, when God says, I will never leave you nor forsake you, we may not never leave God. Some of us may never leave God. Even if it's just faith that's the size of a mustard seed. Faith that's the size of a grain of salt. We may never leave God. We may never forsake God. But when God never leaves you nor forsakes you, that is without fear. That is without fear. That is without wavering. That is without falling back some. You feel me? Bro, I'm saying, like, we can't get upset. We shouldn't get upset with us not matching or not receiving that type of energy, like, in others or with man. if we not matching that energy with God. Chosen ones. So, matching energy. Matching energy with the Most High. It'll never be, exactly, right? But you should try to come as close as possible. You should do everything in your power to come close as possible. The answers, God literally gave us the answers. Like, we've always had the answers. Like, the answers have always been around. Literally. When they were in that storm and Jesus was in his sleep and he woke up and everybody was spazzing because of the storm and how it was shaking the boat and what it seemed like it was going to happen, all the fears that flustered them, that overcame them. Like, y'all, we really might die. We might die. We may drown. We may lose everything. And Jesus, peaceful and literally just, peace be still. Peace be still. Peace. Not telling the peace to be still, but stillness and peace. Let there be stillness. Let there be peace. There is a sweet anointing in the sanctuary. There is a stillness in the atmosphere. Oh, come lay down the burdens you have carried, for in the sanctuary, God is here. To break the yoke and lift the heavy burden. But yeah. Storm, meaning conflict with anybody. Difficulty with anything. Chaos. Discord. Things not going harmoniously. Storm. And even though most people are gonna be wilding and spazzing and shit, panicking and shit, having anxiety and shit, you gotta be that peculiar person out of that bunch that does the complete opposite. If there's already a storm, already enough, the earth itself in her beautiful being, the elements, right, in their own living energy is currently chaotic. we're going to naturally be inclined to chaos because we're affected by the elements and the transits. And more than likely, let's say the transits influenced the weather, the elements, right? And then the elements influences us. As above, so below. Chaos happening amongst us influences the weather. In the other realms. So it's going to be a lot of people doing a lot of things. And a lot of it even seeming like it's better than your life. But you got to be that peculiar person out of the bunch that does the complete opposite. You know how people talk about, I guess, achieving or moving up the corporate ladder? We're supposed to be that way with God. We are supposed to be that way in the career of the Most High God. The Most High's predestined destiny for you. God's dream, not the American dream. God's vision, God's intent, God's goal, God's hope. That's what we should be making a number one priority. Moving up that ladder, ascension, ascending. So yeah. I know so it's raining on like little minor spiffs. You may be more able to let there be peace, or peace be still, you know? But we're talking about a chaotic storm. Okay. Mark the 4th chapter, the 31st through Mark the 4th chapter, the 35th through the 41st verse talks about when Jesus and the disciples were on the boat, and he basically said, peace, be still, quiet, and he kind of shouted it, is how it's portrayed. But before he said that, they said Jesus got up from his sleep and rebuked the wind. One of the disciples had said to him, don't you care if your students drown or your disciples drown? And that's when, yeah. So, yeah. After he rebuked the wind and said, "Quiet, peace, be still," he then said to the disciples, "Why are you so terrified? Do you still have no faith?" And they basically started questioning, like, who is this person? Like, even the waves obeyed him. The wind and the waves obeyed him. That speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. But I'm telling you, it's in those super chaotic moments, even if it's just emotional chaos, mental chaos that no one on the outside can see, but you feel it. We literally have to command this air energy, this water energy, because that's literally what it was. Like, they're on the boat, a chaotic storm occurs where the wind and the waves are very afflicting, and he literally rebuked the wind and the waves and said, "Peace, be still," or quiet, right? With no fear, but dominion, right? And authority. Not abusing the authority, but righteous authority with the intent to soothe, people that you care about, or to aid in a situation, to come to a resolve. No ulterior motives, no weird stuff, no weird energy, just straight up. Like, straight up. And he said, "Why are y'all so terrified?" Like, maybe even was a little annoyed. Who knows? Why are y'all so terrified? Do you have no faith? So we have to be at that place and remain at that place. We really know God. Like, we really know God. We really know God will never leave us nor forsake us. And God not flaky like people. So even when people being flaky around you, everything hurtful that you're feeling or experiencing as a result of flaky people, we're supposed to quickly return to God. Whatever quickly may mean to you. Maybe your quickly may be 5 minutes one time, 15 minutes the next time, 43 minutes the next time, 9 days the next time, whatever that may be. Because, again, we're not supposed to step off divine territory to enter into evil territory. We're not supposed to do that. But in the event that we do, which sometimes we do, which is fine, as long as you get your ass out of that shit. It's possible, it's gonna always be possible to find the way of escape. It's just gonna be more complicated and complex when you step off divine territory into evil. Because here's the tea about stepping into somebody else's territory who full of shit and wickedness, for real. Okay? And they came to you masqueraded as light. So, okay, cool. You're a compassionate, loving person. Okay? That one went over your head, right? While you're over there in those, on those shadowy grounds over there, on their territory, as long as you stay grounded in God within yourself, even while you over there, bro, your feet Beautiful are the feet of those who carry the gospel of peace. If you hold on to that shit, bro, while you're over there on those shadowy grounds, you're gonna have a leg up. Still, even though it's still gonna be complex over there to find that way of escape, you still have a leg up, bro. If you literally just retain, bro, your heart, the softness of your heart as much as possible, bro. Like, hold on to your faith, even if, man, it's down to the size of a mustard seed, bro. If you can just hold on to that, bro, and your light, even through the shade, and just, bro, you're gonna have a leg up. But ooh, so many people get consumed, unfortunately, you know. That's the desired outcome of, you know, evil, is for you to become consumed. And now just more to their military to work against those who are divine. So yeah, peace be still, he said, bro. Like, we love, you know, some of us, we enjoy the stories and the parables that are biblical and spiritual, but I feel like when shit really be playing out in our lives, and just because it may not be literally like the context depicted in the biblical story, it's easy to, I don't know, it's easy to get so caught up in what you see, you know. Yeah. God's benefits and insurance on that payroll. Period. Like, boom. Let's say you were supposed to get something, you didn't get it at the time that you were supposed to get it. You thought you was gonna get it, boom. But you good though, you still well off. So some time go on, and then something happened where something else gets taken away. But within the time frame of that being taken away, you get that thing that was held up before. And you receiving it now is better, like, it's better timing than if you would have got it back then and you probably wouldn't even have that shit no more. Like, and that situation that had happened after still happened, you know. So regardless of what the fuck is happening before our physical eyes, bro, that don't mean it is completely reflective, identical to what's going on in the spirit realm. Something that appears unappealing or undesirable or bad in the physical can be happening because something needed, necessary, beautiful, wanted, and desired is happening in the spirit. And it's almost like when we return and we get back, you know, thinking with a sound mind, then it starts to, you know, show physically. So yep. Interesting. I really like that, God. That's cool. That's really cool. Don't take anything personal. Not saying ignore and overlook fuck shit. Especially when you intuitively sense or you know, that somebody is doing some weird or sending some weird ass shit towards you or being shady. It's not saying don't identify or even acknowledge the shit sometimes. Like, don't recognize it. You need to. That's just part of your spiritual survival. Like, the fuck? But don't take it personal, as in I recognize, I peep what's going on. I'm gonna do my due diligence to protect myself. But I recognize that's your shit and not mine. I'm not about to take you attacking me personally. I ain't do a goddamn thing to you for me to deserve to be treated any way that is beneath divine, like, mannerism. Like, no. Nah. No. No. Everything that you're saying that hurts my flesh, like my fleshly heart type shit, or has the potential to harm me, everything that you're doing that has the potential to hurt or harm me or make me feel away, that's the hard part right there. not letting that shit like really impact you so bad that it disrupts your equilibrium spiritually. Like, But yeah. And something I think I might need to do, but I feel like it applies to a degree. Because how I was talking about who corrupted Lucifer, right? And it was like his own pride type shit. Like, and pride is not bad. It's when it becomes like imbalance. You know, his was inflated type shit. So we've seen, you know, the manifestos of that inflated pride. And again, we understand that God gives us free will, you know. So it's like somebody being very, very intelligent, right? They're a genius. They discover how to heal cancer. But then that motherfucker selfish with that shit. Type shit. And they only telling certain people that's gonna pay them the biggest bucks type shit. They're not using it on some, no, like, I really want to heal humanity. You know what I'm saying? So it's divine to have that gene, that, you know, to be a genius, to have that intellect, to come into that knowing that, you know, whatever. But with that person's own free will, they can choose to, you know, still be humble and noble with that shit. Or, exactly. So it's kind of like, okay, you got a stove and you can set it to a certain temperature, like, to cook something, and it's gonna cook that shit. But if you got that shit turned too fucking high, you might fuck some shit up. You could potentially burn the whole fucking house down. So just like you see how people operate in the flesh, like, there's not, okay, in the flesh, when you are fully abled, or abled body, there's nobody walking with you, holding your legs to make your legs walk right and shit. Like, there's a certain level of, you know, action and requirement, you know, from you. To whom much is given, much is required. So with that free will, and yeah, you up there, you in position, you up there, Satan. You was up there, Satan. You was. You was up there, bro. What have we seen, the manifestations of power be? You know how boring and weird and unusual and just strange it would be for God to create all of us, right? Only to literally control our every action and move. Everything. Every single detail. Like, just control us. Like, just, I don't know. Like, he's just sitting here glued. Like, think about somebody who's addicted to, like, video games, like in an unhealthy way. Because I'm an advocate for gaming, by the way, at any age. I am. But that person that don't do shit the fuck else with their life. They're not even, making profit from the gaming. They're not, inspiring and doing things, for the community with the gaming, for example. But they just gaming or some shit. And just sitting there and just glued. And that's what I would envision. Like, if God created all of us and the animals, motherfucker. And the animals. Like, and he just controlling every single thing. Like, every single thing. Detail to detail. Detail to detail. I don't even want to say, like, imagine how boring, but that's just useless. Like, what the fuck is the point? And it even comes off as satanic. Why would you do that? Makes no sense. That's what Satan wants to do. Type shit. Create a community that he can control. Like, literally control. But no, you have free will. Okay? If you want your will to be to God's will, then that's your choice. But for the most part, free will. It's like this nigga was like the head of the music and shit, and started thinking like, damn, like, if I can, make music that sounds so good, like, I can tell this person to do this and play this that way and play this that way like this, and it sounds so good, and it calls people to do this, and it has this impact and effect and influence on people, and oh my God, like, it can cause people to quantumly, it can cause, I realize that with this music I can do so much with people, and man, like, I'm bigger. I can be so much bigger than this. Like, look at me. And then, and look at me. And I look good. Like, I look so good. I look better than, honestly, I kind of look better than all you niggas. Like, for real, like, and I'm like the dopest musically. Like, okay, like, honestly, you niggas wouldn't even be sounding as good as you sounding if it wasn't for me. Like, I'm just saying, like, think how Satan was possibly fucking thinking, bro. Like, oh, look at her, my precious. Look at you. Like, you got this gift. You don't even know what to do with it. Like, you don't even know what to do with it, girl. Like, man, it's so much I can do. I don't have to be here doing regular shit. I'm clearly not regular. I'm clearly not. These are angels we're talking about, y'all. I'm clearly not regular. Like, I'm the head of the music. Just saying, like, and music is so powerful. Like, I'm powerful, bro. I don't need God. I am a God. I'm a God. I'm clearly a God. Look what I'm doing. We here singing these praises to you, and look at the effect. Look how it's changing. Like, look at the effect on the clouds and in nature and da-da. Y'all, like, I'm just saying, like, bro, really just swelled up. He just swelled up, bro. Swelled up with ego and pride. Just kept swelling. He didn't have that moment of, let me bring it back down to earth, bro. Like, chill, bro, chill. You wouldn't even have this position, bro, if it wasn't for God. You wouldn't even look like this. You wouldn't even sound like this. attacking my throat, bro. You wouldn't even look like this. You wouldn't even sound like this if it wasn't for God. Like, let me chill. Let me chill. This is how this nigga should have been thinking, bro. Even when he started to drift with your free will and you knowing right from wrong, you're an angel, nigga. You're an angel. What the hell? Bro, you should have had that prodigal son moment. You know, come back down, nigga. Like, no, let me chill. God forgive me. Like, repent and repair. That's what it should have been. You feel me? But no, nigga, you got kicked out, nigga. You got banned. Like, damn, your wings don't do shit for real. Like, not the real, not the shit that really matters, nigga. You can't enter heaven. That's fucked up, nigga. That's what we all look forward to when we leave this motherfucker. And you can't go there, nigga. You're banned, nigga. You're banned from the greatest thing of all time. People think that vagina. I'm just gonna speak urban. People think that pussy is like, bro, like, and it is. I'm sure it is to y'all. Like, but people think that, you know, like, they find, oh my God, like, I'm glad I found my feminine. She got the best pussy I ever had, man. Goddamn, pussy so fucking good. Shit feels so good. Bro, people are willing to get sick over how good something feels. Pleasure seeking. People are really willing to risk their lives and collect diseases, y'all, for shit that feel that fucking pleasurable. When the most pleasurable feeling and fulfilling feeling you will experience in existence is the favor of God. Just saying. Just saying. And we're dealing with a force that will not ever experience that. You know what makes it even worse? You know that person that has an amazing person in their life, and they fuck that person over and lose them forever and never meet nobody like them again, or they having a hard time experiencing that love again from another person. That's Satan's position, y'all, with God. That's his position. He try to get around God or get around something close to God or whatever and get cursed and shit. You know how somebody, you know, you done cut off and they done did you dirty, and you cut them off and they call themselves trying to creep back around or and shit like that, and you find out you cuss their ass out. You cuss them out, you hey, like, reject them, you rebuke them, like, you gotta go, nigga. You got to go. No, you are not coming in here. No, you don't know the way. You don't know new address. You don't know the way. New direct. You don't know the way. You can't. No, you cannot enter. No. That gotta really suck. That nigga hate. That nigga hate us. Nigga hate y'all. Nigga hate the chosen ones. Chosen? Oh God, that's triggering. That has to be triggering. That has to be triggering to satanic energies. Chosen by God. They do everything in their power to make you experience conflict in your love life, your career, your family, yourself. Nothing can separate you from God's love. Nothing. God damn. Chosen by God. You ain't get chosen. That person that was supposed to choose you probably did choose you, because motherfuckers was attacking that shit. That shit probably hurt your flesh, bro. It hurt your flesh. It hurt your feelings. Probably even hurt your soul. But guess what? God chose your ass. Imagine being rejected by somebody who God didn't even choose. Imagine being rejected by somebody when you're chosen by God, they was chosen by God, and get unchosen. Satan used to be chosen. Y'all know that? Y'all realize that he was an angel. He used to be chosen. He would never be chosen again. He would never be chosen again. Yeah, and I'm trolling this nigga. I'm trolling this energy. Big time. Cause you a sucker, bro. And it's just, you a sucker, bro. Like, all this shit that unfortunately happens to people, bro. Brutally murdered. Brutally R-word. Beautifully, bro. Oh my God. Like, the terror and the hatred that Satan is just... shit is wild. That shit wild. That shit wild. That shit is wild, bro. Like, that shit is wild. This nigga do to children. This shit is wild. And for people to think that that spiritual warfare is not real, or it's bullshit, like, that's crazy to me. Or people being attacked as a child is not a thing. What the fuck? That is okay. I feel like the things that are blatantly, available for us to witness and see nowadays should be all the more evidence of, like, people's stories about childhood trauma and being chosen and whatever, and being attacked or being put in compromising, situations, like, to have their destiny stolen, destroyed. That is like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So overall, regardless of the bodies that it's expressing itself through, we just have to be mindful of the satanic spirits or energies that are very, like, dominant and plaguing humanity. It's like, and I don't know, it's like God is definitely giving us the clarity we seek and pray for. For sure. And it's like, an information has always been there. You know what I'm saying? It's always been there. The answers have always been there. Like, what the fuck? Bro, in my work, when I'm in somebody's energetic field, right, as a massage therapist, I pick up on messages from passed on loved ones. I pick up on energies, or, the vibe of what they may be currently experiencing in life. That could be being attacked by people that's supposed to be their friends. That could be around or with somebody they shouldn't be with or around. That could be them getting abused and assaulted in secret. That could be them grieving a passed on loved one. Like, it can be any of that. It could be traumas that's just still very, like, strong in their energy, even if it happened years or a decade ago. But y'all, with all the chaos that I've been experiencing the past few months, I kind of, like, became more muted to that degree. Still going to work, you feel me? Still doing very intentional work with my hands, right? But it's like just kind of having a block there for my, like, just to keep myself grounded as much as possible with, the chaos, that was going on around me. Somebody came to me, one of my clients came to me the other day at work, and this was like earlier this week was really, really rough for me, by the way. Like, really rough. And she asked me, like, when I started, working on, like, her back and everything, she asked me if I was a healer. And even though it's very cliche nowadays, people have made it, but I said yes. And I kind of felt hesitant about how to even respond to it, because that's how, like, I had just had a block there, you feel me, because of the hurt I've been experiencing, like, via people. And she said to me specifically, this is what really sets it apart. She said to me specifically, if you get any messages, I just want you to know I am open to it. So just because you ask somebody, I am a licensed massage therapist, I'm at work. You ask somebody that's a massage therapist if they're a healer. People may say yes that, that may not even be one. But because they do massage therapy, they went to school, whatever, they will say yes, because technically, like, we're still doing something that is very helpful and assisting to, the body. But the fact that she said that to me, if you get any messages, I just want you to know I'm open to them. It's crazy because I knew that was God. I knew that was God, because I've been in a space earlier that week where I was questioning my intuition real bad, like real bad. And I got accurate messages, but even with me getting those messages, because they just started to, like, just flutter, like, in my mind, I was still like, I didn't impulsively act, you feel me? I meditated on the messages that I was getting, and I just focused on, because I was also being told to just focus on, like, the work, like the physical work at hand, because it's something I'm supposed to release, like, from this person. So I'm doing that, moving intentionally the entire time. That's how I work. I'm doing that while I'm meditating on these messages, like these different messages that's coming through. And there is, like, a small percentage of me that's, like, doubting myself, doubting the validity of the message and whether I should say it, and not wanting to be wrong, not wanting to say something and be wrong or be off or be told that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was having that moment. And so at the same time, it's like, it's just all just fit into place, like it all just aligned. And all that I'm speaking of is, okay, I'm being told focus, on working on this person physically, because there's something you're supposed to release from them. Boom, there's that. So I'm focusing while I'm still getting messages before that statement I just stated and after, and I'm just meditating on it. So it's like God created for me, within me, my spiritual space, like, for me to, hey, this is not something, that I'm pushing you into. However, do this and ease into that. But you're still being tasked, as this is your purpose and this is your driven, and this is what I am asking, requesting, requiring of you. Get this done. Okay? This is who you are. This is what I need you to do. And I need you to get it done. I need you to let it override that emotional space that's trying to keep you from doing it, keep you from obeying me. And so when I spoke those messages, and like every other time when I've done it, you know, when I would pick up on messages for people, and I would be, and they would confirm it for me, like with overwhelming, like wonder, like oh my God. And I will feel the same fucking way. I feel the same way they feel. I be like, oh my God, like them, like when I'm accurate. Because I experience so much warfare that's trying to deter me from truth in regards to my intuition. Like me believing that I have an accurate, you know, intuition. Or trying to make me doubt myself and doubt my gifts. Or whatever, doubt the presence of God in my life. Because they recognize that the presence of God is in my life. And they're jealous of it. Or they don't have it. Or they're not doing what's required, so they don't want you to have it. Just like the lady who killed her fucking baby, and so she tried to take the other woman's baby. Just completely apathetic and selfish. Bitch, she carried that baby for 9 fucking months, you dumb hoe. Her body changed, went through changes. She went through one of the worst pains known to man. And you just gonna snatch her child up? Y'all, there's people who spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically move like that. But we know that. We know that. We know that. We know that. But you're still on assignment. But your life is intentional. So even though you may be able to call in, or I'm not coming to physical work. Guess what though? Spiritually. No. We're talking about life everlasting, which means love everlasting. Yeah. Which means healing, recovery everlasting, renewal everlasting. So even when it seems like you're not doing something, you doing something type shit. Like even when your physical body is laying in the bed resting type shit. That at itself is work that is repairing the spirit. So it's like it's deeper type shit, you know? So yeah. There's like no punishable, like, you know, I feel imprisoned over here, you know, working for God. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Right. Yeah. There's a lot of sense and compassion and understanding and unconditional love over here. There's a lot of loyalty and dependability and reliability over here. There's all of that. A human desires and needs truly from the spirit. All that is over here with God. All that. And that's just on period. That's just on period. Like, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because who I am today, like literally right now today on June 8th, y'all, compared to who I've been like the past week, weeks, but definitely this past week. It's like I say weeks and months because it was this whole little process. You feel me? Trying to wear me down type shit. Slowly but surely type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So this past week I was really like really low. And you know the brilliant thing about still working for God. Bitch, I'm gifted. Yep. And I'm right, nigga. Meaning, like Job. Even though I'm in this really low space and I'm listening to these things that are going through my mind, being spoken to me, blah, 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 blah. my light is a little bit sharper. My truth and my authenticity is a little bit sharper. Boom. So I can still cut through bullshit eventually. You know. And then some of y'all, your natural regimen with dealing with war is to retreat within yourself. Which is what? Divine territory. Sacred grounds. Yourself. Retreat within yourself. I say that specifically because I've been in situations where I was displaced. As in, I didn't have an actual physical home to lay in. I've been in situations like that. But I wasn't defeated by the situation because I was still on sacred grounds. I was still tapped in, or, you know, like, just really there with God. Like, if anything, in moments like that, I lean more on God. So, the way I be escaping shit really be shocking people. Because they don't want me to escape. Not everybody, but the ones that are intentionally doing shit to create debris on my path, they're doing that with all the intent for me not to escape that shit or possibly get crushed by one of them fucking whatever, boards, bricks, whatever the fuck, stones that they're building my motherfucking mansion with. Stupid bitch. My bad. That was rude. That was rude. Whole time these people the construction crew. The fuck? That's what you are. That's what you are, bitch. The construction crew. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I love the fact, like, y'all, I'm a master of construction my damn self. Shit. I just don't be building no bullshit. I don't be building no bullshit. Nope. I don't be building no house of straw. I don't be doing that. I don't be building a house with leaves. Like, just leaves, nigga. Just leaves. Like, these people... It's sad. It's sad. Because what I mean by... I'm eating cherries. My bad. What I mean by... you know, me cutting through the bullshit is, you know, like, the thoughts that I'm being overwhelmed by. Well, I'm already at this low place. I'm supposed to succumb. That's the goal. You're supposed to succumb and, you know, get to the point of, you know, yeah, getting your ass into, you know, some hard shit to get out of. Let's just say that. I realized that none of those thoughts were my thoughts. And it's always like that. It ain't even like, oh, I realized all of a sudden. I always knew the shit. The information is embedded in me. This is just a portion of knowledge that I know from experiences. Like, it's there. Like, it's a known, proven fact. Regardless of how emotional I feel in this moment, I just feel like I can't take it no more. Like, all the spiritual facts come in that sword. But the reason this is happening, because this person, you know, that, yeah, you peeped what was going on, so you pulled your energy back type shit. This person been sending energy spiritually because they're too weak to confront you in the flesh. This person has ulterior motives for this individual that you are currently courting. And, you know, if you come into the picture, which there's already been some evolution and some positive change within this person, causing them to rise into their self-autonomy. So it, you know, kind of disrupts this other person's, you know, plot and plan and scheme that they already planned on this person years ago. And you, Miss Ma'am, you're disrupting that. So you, Miss Ma'am, have to be removed. And so this person is going to do everything in their power to manipulate emotionally and convince this person that, no, you're better off doing this and doing that because this and that and whatever in their power, even if it's witchcraft or voodoo. Okay. Oh, yeah. And remember, God didn't give you the spirit of fear. Why are you terrified? Do you still have no faith? Mark, the 4th chapter, 35th through the 41st verse. Why are you so terrified? Do you still have no faith? That's what Jesus said. That's what he said. This man was asleep. And instead of being able to sleep because he's surrounded by people that's so full of faith like he is, type shit, that they will know to command the wind and the waves, to be still and at peace, as we desire to be, as we are generally. They woke him up from his slumber. They woke him up. He got up and said, quiet, be still. And then looked over at the disciples and said, why are you so terrified? Do you still have no faith? They looked at Jesus like he was crazy. Like, who the hell is this person? That the wind and the waves obeyed you. Well, y'all scared of them. Y'all scared of them. It's like a dog, y'all. It's like a dog. It's like, okay. It's like a dog that's seemingly aggressive, right? And they try to like jump scare you type shit. You feel me? Like scare you up, charge at you. And the response that they're hoping for to over dominate you when we have dominion. We have dominion over these creatures. Okay? But in an attempt to overpower you, right? Which this is still a body, this is still a vessel that can hold a spirit, by the way. So, if you just be scared as fuck and oh my god and run and shit, and now you got fear and your body chemistry and everything just oozing like threats or food, prey type shit. So you run and you give your power away as if you're beneath that dog. Beneath a dog? Damn. Beneath a easier said than done, depending on the complexity of the situation. I understand, but I can tell you, I am a person who has, had to stand up to dogs on several occasions. And you know what's so ironic about it? When I was a little girl, my mom had this coworker whom we would go to her house to pick muscadine grapes. And me, my older cousin, he's a guy who's an Aries, and my mom's a Scorpio. Ain't that crazy? Warfare. The planets. Yeah. Pluto too as well. The fuck? Deep wounds and shit. Anyway, so she had a son that was close to my age, and they had a German Shepherd that just had puppies. He took me over to see the puppies. He picked up a puppy, gave it to me. I held the puppy. I put the puppy back down with the rest of them and with their mom. And, we're little small kids. So after I put the puppy down, like, we kind of just swiftly turned around and went running because we wanted to go get on the trampoline. But to the dog, the mother, she thought that I ran off with her puppy. So she's coming at me thinking that she's coming to rescue her puppy or, whatever. And so I'm running terrified, and I jump on the trampoline, and the dog is just all running underneath the trampoline where my feet is, barking. And I remember my cousin was laughing at me, and my mom was just, it's crazy how my cousin was laughing, but my mom was like, what the, like, my mom was basically like, get that dog away from my child, bro. Like pissed. My mom was pissed. So the fact that I have that early memory, like with a dog, and I was actually afraid of the dog, that's crazy, because all my experiences I've been having with dogs, like, in my more mature age, yeah, nah. I've been punking these bitches out. Period. I've been punking them out because who you think you is for real? Because it could have been peaceful. Because I ain't fucking with you. I ain't bothering you. Shit, if anything, I be sending love to dogs. Like, if I see a dog on my path, if I'm running, if I'm biking, like, I be showing love to animals, bro, for real. Like, if I got something I can feed you, I do that too. But damn, you just gonna come at me sideways, like, and I ain't do shit to you, I ain't slight you. Who the fuck do you think you are? And that's the energy that I be having with them, and it works every fucking time. It works every fucking time. I've done the same thing in a different manner with snakes. People are initially afraid of snakes when they see them, right? I've been in more than one situation where a snake, more than two, let's just say I've been in a few situations where a snake has seen me and approached me, looked at me, and then just turned around and slithered away. So the energy I was embodying when I seen the snake was, I didn't have any fear. I was embodying the energy of respect. And hey, like, we family. Like, we both have life. So to that extent, we're family type shit. Like, respect. And I knew more than likely I was probably in their territory. Like, that snake could have had babies or some shit or some eggs somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, more than likely it's just coming to read my energy, my frequency. Read whether or not I'm a threat or a friend, and then carry on. Now, if I would have embodied the energy of fear to an animal, right? When animals are in fear, naturally they may feel innate to attack. So that can get, that could really cross lines with being a threat, a threatening energy, you being fearful. So if I go into a fearful energy with this damn snake and shit, and they got babies around, and he could read the fearful energy, like, why you fearful? Like, you came over here with some bad intentions or something? Like, are you trying to do something? Or you fearful because you about to jump at me? Like, what you fearful for? Well, let me try to, get your ass out the way before you get me. But no, like, respect. I come to the lake and there's a snake right there, bro. I get it. Like, you chill at this lake, and you chill over here in this particular area. I get it. You trying to see what the fuck I got going on. Respect. And they just go on about their way. I don't have to kill it. I don't have to do all that. Just saying. But Jesus got a point. To us, we looking at it like, yo, this is wind and waves we're talking about. This is a whole ocean. This ocean can swallow us up. What do you mean, sir? What? If there was to be a tornado right now, this shit would throw us into another state, nigga. Like, nah, no. What are you talking about? I get it. A lot of situations we experience, like, some situations, not a lot. Well, yeah, a lot. Some situations we experience, though, like, just, to try to vouch for everybody's journey. It really feel like that. Like, bro, like, this is an ocean that I'm dealing with. Like, this is how I feel right now. Like, I just feel like I'm drowning in my emotions, bro. Like, or I feel like I'm drying up from emotional, like, numbness. Like, because that energy manifests different ways, but still have, like, the same effect, like, negative effect. Whether all your water dries up within you, or you get drowned out by the shit. It can go either way. You can become a cold-hearted person and become a serial murderer and inflict harm onto innocent people. You can become that type of emotional imbalance, and mental. Your mental energy is polluted as fuck. Like how air can be polluted, like, before our very eyes and shit. Your air element, thought, energy, communication can be so polluted that it kills, steals, and destroys. People who are verbally abusive. That's polluted air energy. That shit wild, bro. Literally, dog. Think about everybody, every person being their own ecosystem. The breathing air in their energetic field are their thoughts and their communication. The water that you could consume or bathe or swim in their energetic field, polluted. Imagine being in that person's energy field, bro. And you think, and motherfuckers really try to downplay when people be talking about spiritual warfare. You're crazy as hell. You're crazy as hell. You're crazy as hell. The dirty bubble ass niggas. That's what the fuck it really be like. The dirty bubble ass niggas. It really be like that. The dirty bubble ass bitches. Like, ooh, let me step over here. The fuck? And how does it happen? Like, and when stuff like that is airborne, what do people try to do? People try to conceal that shit before it spreads as much as possible. Before, it was a dirty bubble. Like, it was probably some crispy, clean ass air. So, meaning it could pollute other clean, crispy air. Like, don't come over here, nigga, and I'm not coming over there. Not doing it. Not doing it. Oh my god. Now, if you come through with the air purifier and shit, plug that shit up, and they let you, that's one thing. Now, if they go trying to unplug that shit because they prideful, get the fuck on, because you gonna get sick. You gonna get sick, nigga. Coughing and shit. Tripping over your words and shit. Trying to text paragraphs and shit because you mad and you hurt and the shit is misspelled and all fucked up. Nigga, fucking up your air energy. You communicating crazy because your thoughts running wild. Bro, this shit is like, yes. It's spiritual. It's scientific. It's all that shit, bro. It is all that. Okay? But you better be a scientist for God. I know that. Better be a scientist for God. Better be an alchemist for God. I know that. Yes, alchemists for God. Because there's a such thing as people doing demonic alchemy and shit. Like, no. Shit. If that's improper, let's just say, because I honestly mostly view alchemy as a divine thing in general, like just the word itself, alchemy, alchemize. But I've heard some people say that there's a such, and it could just be like, you know, like magic and shit too, I guess, you know, because just like prayer, people can pray evil prayers. Like, what the fuck? Ill wishing, that's an evil prayer. I can't stand that bitch. That's an evil prayer. Oh my god. You're not supposed to stand me, ho. I stand my own body, bitch. My own legs that you wish you had. With his feet that carry the gospel of peace. So they're beautiful. And you mad? You mad? You're mad. You're mad because you have hammer toes and screws. And I don't even mean literally. I'm saying spiritually. Like, I'm saying spiritually. So, goddamn. Just saying, though. Man, it's crazy how God is just showing me that story in so many different ways, like, or so much coming out of that story. Because, wow, that is crazy. Because even like when Satan, mind you, he masqueraded himself as a beautiful angel, and I think it was a woman. No, it was a man. It was a man. It was a man, because he said that he wanted Seth to marry one of his daughters, but he masqueraded himself as a beautiful angel holding a staff that was illuminated and had light like right around his hip type shit. Um I saw somebody looking at me out their window, my bad. But he the fuck? Damn. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I will be right